अगर जनता का राज नहीं होगा, हम जनता के लोग कुर्सी में बैठने नहीं देंगे और हमें संकल्प करके आए हैं कि जमीन की लड़ाई जिस धरती पर हम जीते हैं.
Voicing the voiceless, empowering communities, improving their lives. OneWorld South Asia, the South Asian center of the international OneWorld network, does this and much more. The non-profit OneWorld network spans 5 continents and produces content in 12 different languages. Its centers in the south, OneWorld Africa, OneWorld South Asia and Santadenia Indonesia, the youngest member, aim to increase the participation of the world's poorest in the global debate on development. At OneWorld South Asia, we use information and communication technology tools for making lives better for the marginalized and vulnerable. We also advocate for inclusive and pro-poor ICT policies by bringing together people and groups working for human rights and sustainable development across South Asia. With a strong network of more than 700 civil society bodies as its partners, OneWorld South Asia has been working consistently towards its goals. At the same time, it has also sought to create new partnerships with multiple stakeholders in the private sector, government and grassroots.
We firmly believe that Millennium Development Goals present an interrelated, holistic framework to sustainable development. While the national governments do have primary obligations to ensure measurable progress towards these goals, the civil society needs to be an engaged stakeholder, reaching out and sensitizing communities in the process.
OneWorld South Asia facilitates the sharing of information on development issues and on the Millennium Development Goals among different stakeholders through its online advocacy. Its portal and newsletters aim to strengthen grassroots voices and focus on the development initiatives of partner NGOs while being an alternative media gateway for them. There is a strong focus on informing and sensitizing the public on the MDG themes: poverty and livelihoods, education, gender, health, environment, and global partnerships.
इस देश के समृद्धि भी 50-50 में बंटना होगा। जमीन आधा गरीबों के लिए होगा, आधा ताकतवर लोगों के लिए होगा।
OneWorld South Asia provides the space for sharing people's initiatives and campaigns for equal rights and sustainable development.
मीनार जी, एक दुनिया एक आवाज कार्यक्रम में आपका स्वागत है।
नमस्कार।
Be it the UN Millennium Campaign Stand Up and Speak Out, or the Women's Tribunal on Poverty, or the People's March Janadesh, we were always at the front to support their voices. OneWorld South Asia is helping build capacities of grassroots communities to enable them to voice their concerns, demand their rights, and harness local language to solve their problems. OneWorld South Asia's workshops on radio programming and production have helped both the young and old alike in the use of audio tools to speak out their minds and become active creators of content from being mere passive listeners. We have as a result been successful in creating a grassroots broadcasters network and a vibrant community of radio listeners.
एक दुनिया एक आवाज
OneWorld South Asia's advocacy centers or rural information hubs are the center of ICT activity working on the principle of Open Knowledge Network, an open knowledge platform initiated by OneWorld. Using an innovative open source knowledge exchange tool called OpenEnrich, these centers help rural communities to upload, manage and share local content in local language, currently in 14 languages. The Advocacy Center program has been successfully implemented in India, Sri Lanka and Nepal. OpenEnrich, a customizable, multilingual, intuitive and user-friendly software solution on open source software platform, has been developed by OneWorld in association with UNESCO and National Informatics Center.
तो सूचना समाधान से मुझे इतना आराम मिला, जो विशेषज्ञों ने मुझे बताई दवाई, उसका मैंने इस्तेमाल किया, तो सोविन मेरा बहुत अच्छा हो गया.
Indian farmers often work in harsh environments and face daily challenges. Limited communication facilities in most villages also hinder timely help. Lifeline's India, an easy-to-use telephone helpline, fills the information gap by providing advice and guidance to farmers, connecting them with global markets and ultimately supporting their families. Developed by the OneWorld International Foundation in collaboration with OneWorld South Asia, British Telecom and Cisco, this service has been running successfully across 700 villages in North and Central India. The results have been beyond expectations. Farmers have seen an increase in income. In some cases, increase in profits have ranged from 25 to 150%. Over the last 3 years, OneWorld South Asia has been innovatively responding to the bandwidth constraints and other technological bottlenecks that rural areas face in the use of ICTs. Ek Dunya is an affordable, easy-to-use software solution that has been developed by OneWorld South Asia and can be used by civil society organizations and communities for a quality web presence in local languages. Ek Dunya has reached over 100 partner organizations in India, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. Building on this experience and learning, OneWorld South Asia continues to work at extending Ek Dunya to the wider civil society fraternity.
Leveraging the competitive advantage of OneWorld South Asia, we want now to move towards creating a niche of appropriating traditional and new media so that every stakeholder of the development process, including grassroots communities, civil society organizations and other multi-stakeholder partners, have a unified voice and can contribute to the development process.
OneWorld South Asia's active network of civil society and multi-stakeholder partners is growing stronger by the day. The organization is now poised to work symbiotically in harnessing the full democratic potential of ICTs to strengthen the voices of the poor within development interventions and policy processes. Simultaneously, OneWorld South Asia would continue its endeavor of building communication opportunities and information services at the grassroots and knowledge connectivity towards realization of the Millennium Development Goals.